Yeah, what is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you our next matchup in the Fighter Pass tournament. So, if you are new and you're stumbling across this video wondering what this is, no, it's not a leak. It is basically a tournament where I took 32 characters and put them into a tournament. and so each day on my channel, I upload one matchup from this tournament, and then we vote down in the comments for who we'd rather see in that matchup for the day. You know, we'd vote for who we'd rather see as a DLC character for Smash Bros. Ultimate. And then the way to vote is simply down in the comments, type the name of one of the two characters, or if you absolutely would love both of the characters in the matchup for the day, you are allowed to vote for both. But you only get one vote, so type it down in the comments, either character A, character B, or both. Pretty simple. It's a double elimination tournament, meaning the character has to lose twice before being eliminated. So one loss drops you to the loser bracket. Loser bracket, you lose in there, then you're, well, done, because 2 losses and you're done. Voting for each matchup only stays open for 1 week just to keep the tournament rolling smoothly and all that stuff. If there's ever a tie in voting, I will flip a coin. Best way to break the tie. So, don't want to worry about that, or let's just hope that doesn't happen. But, so I think that's pretty much the gist of everything, and so let's jump into the matchup, right? Actually, before we jump into the matchup, got to go over results from last week, which we are back in the winner's bracket. So it is who was it? Agumon taking on Ryu Hayabusa. Now, Digimon, a little bit of, some people say it's a ripoff of Pokemon. And taking on Ryu Hayabusa, somewhat of an M-rated, but a legendary sort of character from the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System / Super Nintendo days. Probably like the last really big character from there. So it would be an interesting matchup. Who ends up winning? Agumon ends up winning this one. Check that out. 31-23. Agumon's slowly kind of sneaking by people. Check this out. Agumon beats Travis Touchdown, then Master Chief, now Ryu Hayabusa, and Agumon's getting pretty far in this tournament. So, that's I think it's a character people should actually take a bit of a note for. I mean, he's definitely, he's from Bandai. Bandai's working on the game. It's one of their biggest franchises. But that's a point for Agumon. And Agumon's, we'll just say congrats. He moves on in the tournament. But Ryu Hayabusa is not done because it's only his first loss. So Ryu ends up dropping to the loser bracket, where he will end up facing the winner of today's actual matchup, Scorpion, taking on Spyro. So, and then that matchup will end up being sometime down the road as well. But let's jump into it. Scorpion and Spyro. So who we starting with? Scorpion? Scorpion it is. All right. So this one, I thought I talked about this a bit yesterday because we had Sub-Zero in the matchup from Mortal Kombat as well. Some people, and I'm a part of this, where I'm like, all right, M-rated characters, they don't. They feel like they're kind of out of place once they're in Smash. Snake and Bayonetta, they work, but I don't know. I still get the feeling like, all right, you did what you could with them. You make them feel sort of smashy, but I don't know. Something's still off. Not in a bad way. It's not like the bad character design or anything like that, but just like, I don't know if you totally mesh well with the the roster and the vibe and the atmosphere of the game. So that's what I kind of mean by that. But Scorpion is from Mortal Kombat. He's also in Injustice as a DLC character, if I remember correctly. I don't think he was on the base roster. But that is rated T for teen. So you can tone down Mortal Kombat characters, still make them feel like themselves. And if anybody from Mortal Kombat, you definitely got to throw Scorpion's name in there. I mean, after all, he's pretty much the face of the franchise, right? He's been around since, the first game? I mean, you do have other notable characters, and I did say this yesterday with Sub-Zero, but you got Scorpion, you got Sub-Zero, you got Raiden, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade. You got so many, but I think Scorpion is probably, it has to be, at the very top of the list if Nintendo were to go for a Mortal Kombat rep in Smash Bros. Plus. Come on, who doesn't want that? Mortal Kombat against... I said this yesterday as well, but it's still a point. Who doesn't want to see, especially if you're a fighting game fan, who doesn't want to see Mortal Kombat against Street Fighter, right? Scorpion against Ryu, Scorpion against Ken, Sub-Zero against Ken, Sub-Zero against Ryu. Come on, that's awesome. I would love to see that. So here's a quick little mock-up of his potentially how his moveset could work, but I'm sure if you're a gaming fan, you know who Scorpion is, right? And I'm pretty sure you know the get over here, kind of chucks like this. It's not like a spear, but like this chain kind of like impales the character a bit, and then he kind of yanks him towards him. You can tone that down, just make it like somewhat of like a what do you want to say, like a grapple sort of hook, in a way where it just kind of like maybe latches onto the character and pulls him in. So that can obviously still work with the character very well. You got a bunch of, I just showed you the moveset, so he's from a fighting game. He already has a moveset created, so you don't have to kind of go out of your way to kind of make something that might be like, all right, I don't know if this character quite has a fully fledged up moveset, because there are some characters where it's like, all right, we have an idea of how they could work, but we might need to add something that makes them a bit different. And for this case, no, he's a fighting game character. He already has the moveset done. He has it down, and it's all good. So, in terms of DLC, obviously, would he sell? Yeah, it's Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. It would sell, yes, absolutely. And that's what Nintendo has to do with this DLC. Sell it. They want to sell not just the individual fighter packs, but the overall fighter pass. Because, well, more money for Nintendo instead of just buying one single fighter. If one fighter can bring in, get somebody to, flip the switch and, end up buying the entire fighter pass, just more money for Nintendo. That's what they're trying to do. And plus, you make a phenomenal addition to the roster, right? Another legendary, iconic gaming character and the franchise would be represented in Smash Bros. I'm always welcome for that. Gaming history. There's so much of it in Smash Bros. And come on, Mortal Kombat in there. You can't argue that wouldn't be cool. It would be. It really would be awesome. So I think I think potentially got a chance. Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out in April, and it's on the Nintendo Switch. So, when was the last time Mortal Kombat was on a Nintendo console? Was not on the Wii U. I think they had like Mortal Kombat, was it Armageddon or something like that on the Wii? Take that for what you will. But let me move on to Spyro, who a lot of people would say definitely is more of the smashy sort of character. Fits probably better with the roster. He wouldn't stand out maybe quite as much as like Scorpion would. Spyro would feel in place and all that. He feels right with the roster. So, long-time PlayStation character, then went multi-platform, and at first it was okay. Didn't have the level of success that he did when it's just on PlayStation, because back then, the big games, late 90s, early 2000s for PlayStation, it was Crash, it was Spyro, Lara Croft. That's what they had. Sweet Tooth from Metal Gear, not Metal Gear, Twisted Metal, that's what it is. But so he's definitely one of the biggest names out there at the time. Still kind of is, actually still is, not kind of. Spyro's still a huge name in the gaming world. But then I guess he kind of disappeared for a few years, but came back, and they, Activision ended up going with the Skylanders route for the character. Some hardcore Spyro fans absolutely despised it, didn't like the look, the overall vibe, the tone of the character is just kind of like, all right, that's not Spyro. I don't want that. But the Skylanders series was so huge. They had the Toys to Life thing. It's very similar to like Amiibos for Smash Bros. And Nintendo. So Spyro's always been around. Whatever iteration you want to go, the original, I guess just the original Spyro or the Skylanders. Spyro's always been a big name in gaming, and his games have always sold very well. Most recently, they had the Reignited trilogy, and over the past, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, there's been a lot of rumors that have been popping up from, like, online retailers that have been, like, leaking or accidentally leaking the Reignited trilogy for the Nintendo Switch, and there's like some release dates and stuff, so it seems like the Reignited trilogy could be making its way to the Switch sometime in 2019, and maybe you intertwine the two, like, oh hey, Reignited Trilogy's on the Switch. Oh yeah, by the way, Spyro's coming to Smash. Boom! Double announcement, pretty big, great character. Who wouldn't want to see this matchup, right? Crash, Mario, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Sonic, and Spyro. Oh, Luigi. Who wouldn't want to see that, right? But come on, right? He's a gaming icon. He's a legend. He would also sell DLC, right? Perfect. Both these characters have the ingredients to make it into Smash Bros. They would both sell. They'd both make all the companies money. That make Nintendo money. In Spyro's case, it'd also make Activision money. Scorpion would make NetherRealm. They'd make them money. So everything's all good here. But we still got to vote for somebody. We still got to vote for somebody. So who am I going to vote for? Trust me, I love Mortal Kombat. I do. But I still quite can't get over. I mean, I said this with Sub-Zero yesterday too. I can envision their movesets working, to feel a bit more smashy, tone them down, but they still feel like they're coming from the Mortal Kombat series. But I don't know. My vote, I'm going Spyro on this one. I gotta vote Spyro. I think he fits better, and I always thought, growing up as a kid, I always thought about having those matchups. Mario against Crash or Mario against Spyro, Spyro against Pikachu. Come on. That, just from when I grew up, that's what I thought of, having Nintendo against PlayStation sort of thing back then would be so awesome. And, we maybe get a chance. We might get a chance with the DLC, with the Fighter Pass. Maybe Spyro comes. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe Crash does. That'd be great. Anybody, well, we'll end up seeing. But yeah, my vote is going to be for Spyro. So that's pretty much going to be it for this one. Let's see. Today's Friday. So tomorrow's sneak peek. The matchup we will get is going to be Cuphead and Sans. I think yesterday I said it's going to be Monday. No. Cuphead and Sans is going to be the matchup for Saturday. So that'll be tomorrow. And then we'll get the results of who? Leon Kennedy and Crash Bandicoot. So the winner of that ends up taking out Agumon. And the loser ends up falling to the loser bracket. But we'll find that stuff out tomorrow. So with that being said, this one's coming to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to your voting, as always. And hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.